Today it's a question and answer live, so feel free to ask me any questions. Right now, Right now I'm in one of the Vietnamese coffee shops. Try to find a calm place, and I have coconut here as always. Let me see the chat features. All messages here. Well, say hi. Okay, hello. At least I know that the chat is working. Now please let me know if my voice is good, if you can hear it properly. Hi Trito, how are you doing? That's great. Okay, thank you. One second, my friend was calling me. All right, doing good. Hope the same for you. Yeah, absolutely. It is 12 p.m. here, and I woke up a little bit late, so I'm still waking up. Not very talkative today. As I said, still waking up, I guess. It's no training day today. I'm quite busy. Well, now with the live, and then I have some personal sessions. Then I have one meeting later on, and then there is a karaoke night, which I'm gonna stream as well. Why not? That's true. Vietnam is 1.5 hours ahead of India. That's not a big time difference. But anyways, just reminding you, it's the Q&A session, well, or whatever it's called. I never did it, so I don't know exactly how it's done. Just feel free to ask questions. And I'll try my best to respond to it. Hi, El Nakali. Hi. PWLAE. Well, tell me your name so I can call you properly. I'm in the US. That's great. Well, it is supposed to be quite late, I guess, in USA. Depends where you are. Is it middle, East Coast, West Coast, North, South? How much did the coconut cost? 35,000 Vietnamese dong, which is equivalent of maybe around $1, a little bit less, just $1. Cali, where are you from? I'm from Georgia, not the state, the country. It is a post-Soviet country in the Caucasus region. Probably all of you know who is Merab Dvalishvili and Ilya Topuria. So, yeah, that's the same country. That's true. Less than $1. Is my channel monetized? Not yet. I'm trying to get the target of the watch hours and gradually getting there. By the way, streaming helped it quite a lot. So That is one of the reasons why I'm trying to do it more often. And of course, also just have a communication with you guys firsthand, just like straight away like this. Pedro. My name is Pedro. I'm on the East Coast. And first time I can't sleep. Well, nice to meet you, Pedro. My name is Diana. East Coast. I have. Do I have someone I'm working with on the East Coast? I can't remember. But good for you. Where are you from exactly? The state, the city? Sorry you cannot sleep, but 1 a.m. is not too bad, I guess. How tall are you? I'm not tall. I'm in the centimeters. I'm 161 centimeters, and in feet, I'm 5 feet and 2 inches. Would you like to have a podcast on my channel? Thank you for the offer. I think we can just discuss that later off the screen, if you wouldn't mind. You can contact me on Instagram. I have the Instagram details in the YouTube description. I'm YouTube bio, and yeah, why not? Let's talk about it. Great. I really do love podcasts, though. That is one of my favorite formats in general, and I would be looking forward to try something like that. That's for sure. I have another coconut, by the way. I just pre-ordered a couple to have them. Who is your favorite boxer? There are quite many. My number one is Mike Tyson. I think his personality, like in the beginning years, when he was younger and he was just crushing and destroying everyone, the peekaboo style, the revolutionary style for shorter people in the weight divisions. And because I'm shorter myself, there is always someone with the height advantage over me. So yeah, it's definitely Tyson. But there are boxers I have a huge respect to Muhammad Ali. I love Roy Jones Jr. So there's like the old school, the golden era of boxing is like I think I think all of them were great and had their personality, had their style, and at the same time it was like a gladiator wars at times. Floyd Mayweather, very unique style. It had an imprint on the boxing history and the boxing development. So there are many. Females. I would say Katie Taylor, and my friend Anna Hunjua, who is now representing national team of Belgium. She's from Georgia too, but she made it to national teams of Belgium. She's a great boxer too. You will probably hear about her in a few years because she's great. Of your channel. You mean podcast of my channel, like talking about my channel, or just please clarify that. Happy Tuesday night. Hi. Hi. Happy. Well, it's the Wednesday afternoon now here, so I guess happy Wednesday. I'm saying hi from the future. Hi. Plan 3. It's amazing to see you on live. I didn't expect it. I admire you and I love your content. I love the fact that you share your knowledge and proficiency of boxing with people in such a pleasant way. Thank you very much. Please tell me your name so I can address you with your name. And I really appreciate these words. I'm trying like everyone else. I started this channel not really thinking what would happen, but here I am talking to people from different spots in the world, and it might not be big, but I still think that it's a big thing that, some people can watch me and take something good for them, learn something or take anything positive. I'm all about that. Thought on bare knuckle. That's just double check. Bare knuckle is like the bare knuckle fights. You mean, right? I think it's it's unnecessary. Again, if you're a warrior, if you're like, want to prove yourself, prove something to others, that's might be exciting and great, and it's very tough. But at the same time, if we look at it from the sports perspective, to me, it's completely unnecessary. I'm also here about preaching about long-term health and long-term consequences of anything you're doing. So, yeah, that's my answer. That's a good point. I'll do this after. I'll add my email. What do you think, guys, about which school of boxing, which country is your favorite? There are some countries, the Mexicans very strong, Cubans are strong, Ukrainians, Russians are strong, etc. Like British. So just I'm asking you questions too. So you shall answer as well. My name is John. Nice to meet you, John. I didn't want to sound corny, I just appreciate channels that teach fighting skills and styles very much, especially some of them that resonate with what I'm looking for, which is boxing. I don't know, I think there's nothing corny about it. It's very highly appreciated. What can I say? I like fighting. I always been into it, and I would consider myself more of the methodical, strategical fighter. I would get back more into fighting, and I would love to share that more. But at this point now, I'm rebuilding back my shape, my stamina, my footwork, and explosivity, and I'm trying to do it methodically because there are certain things that work on the ring. Then there are certain things that you can make work for yourself on the ring. And there are certain things that I think unnecessary and might be even a waste of time. So this is how I approach it. I just try to think about the things that make sense from the boxing strategy point of view. Do you watch boxing fights? I watch sometimes, and I'm trying to follow it up. Sometimes I rewatch the old fights together. Me and my husband just try to watch any other older fights to just analyze it and learn something from it. But honestly, lately, I think I watched UFC more than, not even UFC, I would say more like main cards and mostly Georgians. I watched Merab's fight and Leah's fight. That's one thing I wish I'd take more time to get back of the history of the boxing, because fights are the history created in the boxing, and I think that is something that we all should look into a little bit more because it teaches a lot. Have you seen Indian boxing? I would say no, but I would look into it. The groundwork. Nice to meet you. I'm new at boxing, even though I have a bag for 2 years. I think everyone should have a bag at home, whether you're a boxer or not. Yeah, something like that. There are certain moments. There are like not only certain combinations, for example, but the strategies, the psychological factor of it. For example, multiple times, like you use jab, for example, in most of the fights. Like the blueprint is pretty much same, but then you build up the strategy around it. And when you go jab, and then you do like a feint jab, and then you go closer in the combination, for example. Or some of the boxers work on the like a counter punches and like catching the opponent, so they work as the second number, and you just start like looking at it and kind of analyzing what is their strategy, how they're gonna try to win the fight. Are they going to try to do the points, win by points, like Floyd Mayweather would do, especially in the further down the line of his career, or that will be like completely seeking for the pressing and creating the ground for the knockout, or then at some point it can be a lucky shot. So yeah, like I think this is the most exciting part about boxing, and it's nice to know and understand some things maybe a little bit more than others, because I've seen my friends sometimes watch it, and they're like the ones who are not boxers, and they're like, they're just fighting. I don't understand what they do. They're just fighting. How can you watch someone beating someone else? Same for UFC, same for kickboxing, any type of martial art. But for me, I like looking at what he's going to do next, and how he's going to defend, what's the strategy going to be around for both sides to try to win the fight. Have you fought real boxing matches? As I said, I did amateur boxing. Also, it's 3 minutes, 3 rounds, and I've been having like real fights. The first was like a Georgia national team. To make it to the team, I had to win Georgia nationals, so I fought a couple of fights there. But then it was mostly open rings with a very handful of girls at the time. Now there are more girls in the boxing team, which is boxing national team of Georgia, which is very good. But back then it was just like 4 of us, and we were, I guess, beating shit out of each other. Though this time now, I changed my opinion about sparrings in the conventional way. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in a bit. Can you show us some good punches? Well, right now I'm sitting. There is not much space. But for example, one of my favorites is just jab, hook, and uppercut. And you just kind of, you lock the circle, you would do boom, 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 and then you can, add another hook, for example, bam, 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 bam. So there is hard to escape if someone is in the corner, and you would preferably do that when your opponent is already pressed enough in the corner side of the ring or closer to that, and when they are already disoriented a little bit, right? Because when you're working in the center in the beginning, you're not just attacking them with you usually wouldn't do straight, like few series of punches from the beginning. If you notice, most of the boxers, they use their jab like a front hand, left hook, jab, or I don't know if they're southpaw, it's the right hook. So they just check it with the front hand, and they do like body shot, head shot, then boom boom, like adding the cross, and just trying to see what is working, what is not working. Short King. I like the name. You look very beautiful. Thank you. Did you get injured? Yes, I actually got. So I don't know if you can see, but my nostrils are different shapes. So it's like my septum is a little bit shifted in because I had completely straight nose, and that gift was given by my close friend, the Belgian boxer who's original Georgian I mentioned, Anna Kunjua. We had a very great friendship, and we still talk. I still support her on her way, and she's on her way to the World Championship in 3 months in the amateur boxing. And further down the line in the Olympics, she's great. And yeah, that was years ago when we were in the same team in the Georgian national team, and we're beating the shit out of each other, as I was saying. And it was like, yeah, that's the only real injury I have. Apart from that, I have a bad vision. I have a -5 in my eyes, so I wear contact lenses, and that was another obstacle for me back in the years. Now it's not that much of the obstacle anymore, because I think I worked a little more on the different things. My defense is better, my head movements is better, and so the risks of contact slip out is less. And what else? I just, by the way, when it comes to sparring, just being as a sparring partner to someone else, I've been doing that. I think last time I did it a couple of years ago, but I've been doing that even after retiring from, officially retiring from boxing in my amateur year, in my junior years. So yeah, I like sparring. I like working, and the only reason why I'm not at that stage right now here is literally no girls, and the only like light sparrings and just work. I'm doing that on the groups in the Trang Sports Unite with guys. It's good because Vietnamese people are not that big, so some guys are like literally my height, a little bit taller. And it's always good. It's always great to work with guys. They're faster, they're stronger, and you learn a lot from them. Hello from Colorado. Love from Tripura, India. Nice to meet you. You look too cute. I don't know. I think I sometimes might be a little bit shy, and that probably makes me cute. So you acknowledge the multiple aspects of each fight, from the psychological ones to the strategic ones, and observe each one in its relation with the other. I try to do so too, just because I like it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to do. And I always share it as my opinion. Yes, I have experience. I think I have an eye for those things too. I notice those things. But at the same time, it's my opinion. There are way more experienced people in the field. There are way more experienced fighters or coaches. And, I'm always glad to have conversations with such. And usually it's always like, because it's, as I said, it's like the blueprint is the same. But then you have many details, but you still have to see, through it. And yeah, usually I'm having very interesting conversations with people in the field. Can I get your phone number? No, my husband would not like it. what are your favorite 3 combos? You know what? The most favorite ones are just the working ones. You know, I like to do jab cross and then hook with a little bit of the step in. So you're already close enough and you have this like a middle range or close range hook. So you do boom, boom, boom. And another one is jab, cross, sleep. In my case, sleep, because as I said, I'm shorter, so that works for me. I would sleep right under the hand without increasing distance. I would actually shorten it, and then I would come back on the cross. That is another one. And let me think. Oh, yeah, I love left hook uppercut combo. So what you would do, you work jab, and all of a sudden you go down. So it's rather the opponent throws a jab and you slip it, or even without that, you just do boom. You start it, and then you go uppercut, and then you go hook, right? So you do sleep, uppercut, sleep, hook. Obviously, you have to do it fast and explosive, but I guess those are my 3 favorite combos. How much do you weigh? Right now, currently, I weigh 54 kgs. 54 kgs is, I don't know how much it's in pounds, honestly. If you can convert, I'll be glad. But yeah, 54 kgs. And if I get back to the fights, competing, competitional fights, I would go down all the way 51. That's what I would do. In my junior years, because of the lack of knowledge how to make weight and not necessarily water weight, but just the calorie deficit and how to, be in the good weight range, I had a little bit problems with that. Basically, I was fighting at 57 kg, which was way too heavy for me. And I didn't have a height advantage, as I said, and I wasn't well prepared enough for those challenges. So again, it's all about the strategy and the plan of it. So I would just make it easier for myself. I would start from the lowest weight class possible. You use kg in India. Well, thank you for converting it. 120 pounds. But yeah, anyways, as I said, back then I was at the 57 kg. Now I would go all the way down to 51, and my body fat percentage actually allows me to do it without a water cut. I can just go. What I would do, I would maybe cut 2 more kgs and have this extra one. I would do water cut. I would do preloading with the water like a week before, and then I would start cutting down the water and basically shredding and just make the weight. Depends though. Sometimes in amateur boxing you have fights the same day. Depends what is the tournament, what is the rules, what is the how it's organized. But if you have fight in the 24 hours or 48 hours, that gives water cut actually has its positives. But if you do it in the small range and you don't you don't really stress your body too much. So you would do in my case, because I'm small, I would do 1 kg, just a water cut, and then I would rehydrate, and then I would supplement, and I wouldn't have fatigue, my body would be okay. And that is very important factor on the fight. Sometimes, and I would say very often, I think, in many different martial art competitions, and like combat sports, martial arts, One of the reasons of someone losing is obviously their psychology, but why they're like at that state, why they're at the state that they already feel like losing because they didn't do a proper weight management, and they're basically just their body is it just stressed and destroyed right before the fight, and it doesn't make it back to where it's supposed to be. So this factor is something also that I think it's still not considered as much as it needed to be. And yeah, let's be very careful with those weight fluctuations. Your metabolism it's not young forever, you know. Your metabolism gonna have a negative sides of it over time. What made you get into boxing? Before boxing, I started Goju karate, and basically I was, I think, 14 or 15 years old. I don't remember exactly. And I just wanted to be stronger, you know. I just wanted to be able to stand my ground, to be able to defend myself. This is how it started. Then I was telling my mom at the time that, like, I want to do something. I actually started training gym before, like more sort of bodybuilding type of training, just literally 4 months. And there was this bodybuilder guy who saw some potential in me, and he's like, "Oh, you're strong. You can get there." But then my mom, when she started seeing me puffing up, she was like, "Oh, why wouldn't you go like karate, for example?" And at the time, my father's friend, who was the black belt in the Goju karate, he just took me to their dojo, and this is how I started. Then it was like just first time in 20 years, just matched that way that Georgia was hosting the European Championship. And you didn't need the license or anything because it's like a small federation. It's not like that known worldwide. So you would like, okay, do you want to try? And I tried it. I just had one fight. It was not much, but I actually did the arm bar. Like I submitted the other girl with the arm bar. And like it was a fight and flight mode, like fight and flight mode for me. Like first fight, it was no strategy, nothing. It's just like a basically black out, just throwing punches, getting crazy, you know, gassing out. The other girl was the same. She was also gassing out. And I just took an opportunity. We took her to the ground, and her arm was just sticking out. And I just took that arm and submitted her. And but after that, I was like, you know what? I like it. I like competing. And at the time, everyone was talking about UFC, and there was Conor McGregor, and then it was Ronda Rousey as like stars in the UFC at that point. And I wanted to do something that is close to that. So it just happened that in one of the competitions where I was just invited by my friends, and I started making friends in those communities. There was this guy who was like basically boxer, and when he saw me, he's like, "We need boxer women desperately. Just please come, try it out." And I was like, "Okay, I'll try it." I was trying to dodge him, but essentially I came to the boxing gym, and I liked it. I actually did. And this is how I stick to the boxing most of my time, and I committed the most of the time to the boxing. Hello, Saunak Parel. Sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Are you an MMA fighter? No, I'm not an MMA fighter. I'm boxer. I used to be competing boxer in my junior years in the amateur boxing, and now I'm trainer. I'm personal coach. I work online mostly, but I also, you know, revolve around those communities wherever I go. Finding gyms and boxers, kickboxers, MMA fighters, etc., BJJ. And yeah, like right now, I'm just building my boxing, my footwork, my technique, my presence back into the boxing. And yeah, I'm looking forward to start doing some sparrings and compete and try to compete again. Hope you're having a great day. Don't beat me up. I don't beat guys. I'm joking. It's actually funny. I've been sparring with guys and I've been beaten up, and they have been beaten up, but in a very friendly way. Nothing like whatever you do on the ring. If you don't cross the line there and stuff, and you know how to work, like both of you know how to work, it's always like sometimes I get hit, sometimes they get hit, but it's like after that it doesn't count. So. You missed my chat. Sorry, did I miss your... oh. What do you mean I missed your chat? Okay, what's your take on cardio? Cardio is the most important, one of the most important things. Stamina. Cardio meaning stamina, endurance. Basically, every experienced fighter in different fields, I ask them what is the most important thing, especially if you're a beginner, especially if you want to step in and do it successfully from the beginning. They all say stamina first. Because your technique is going to evolve over time by getting experience, but it gives you a huge advantage when you're not gassing out, or your opponent, when your opponent gasses out before you do. Do the braces hurt when fighting? No, it doesn't. When you wear the mouse guard, it doesn't feel at all. There is actually the owner of the Natrang Sport Unite. He's an active fighter. He fights both boxing and kickboxing, so far as I know. And like he has same braces as I do. And we were joking about like being a nerd, But yeah, they don't hurt. Let me get back to this topic that I said I'm going to talk a little bit later about the sparrings. Here is the thing. There is one of the topics now that are the approach to it is gradually changing. Back then, heavy sparrings was the part of the training. At least you had to do it once a week on certain days, and just having basically a fight, basically fights on the ring. It's like the same tension, same task as you would do in the real competition fight. But if we look at the cognitive results over time, and if we look at just in general, how it affects you, not even long term, like further down the line when you're way older after retirement, but no, like literally just within the couple 3 years, you're gonna start people. There are people who basically lose the ability of talk properly because of they do that. And my friend Benjamin, who has like 107 fights, and he's been fighting a lot with in China. He, for example, said that Chinese have this very bad trait that they spar very heavy, and because it's like about not being a pussy or something like that. But he observed himself the long-term, or even not very long-term results of it and consequences. So I am for a technical sparring. I'm for a certain task sparring, like, when you only use jab, or when you only, try to get into defense and try to sleep and feint the punches of opponent, and then you have certain, tasks in the sparring, and you don't really work too hard on the head, being careful of each other's health. And also, what I've been told by another experienced fighter, he is a great fighter, never been knocked out. He had some losses, but he never been knocked out. He never had like those kind of losses, and he's a tough guy. He says that I stopped sparring at all, except the technical spars, and like people in community, in his community he's from Tajikistan, so it's still an old school approaches there to a certain extent. They were laughing at him like, oh, how don't you like spar? We don't believe you. And he's like, no, I don't. But also he builds the mentality that he always trains like he's fighting. He does pads, he's fighting. He does back, he's fighting. He's always in the ready mode. And then he built this hunger before stepping on the octagon or on the ring. He's hungry, And that is a good attitude, because you are like, you build up your presence, your stamina, your form, everything. You didn't harm your health. You're well prepared. You're not malnutritioned. You're not dehydrated. And then you just go for it, You're not mentally tired, You're not mentally tired from all those trainings, because that is not how it should be done. Okay. How would you set your mind before a fight? Like, how would you prepare yourself psychologically for a fight? Let me tell you this way. Back then, I had problems with that. I need to point out that I used to be vegetarian in the period when I was in the boxing national team. And though they were telling me, oh, you have to start eating meat, but they didn't explain why, because I was still eating eggs and fish, and I was trying my best to get my protein. But also, sometimes I was neglecting it. I didn't know exactly also of those very important ground things related to the body health. And it was affecting my mentality. I really thought that I was good enough, and I always had, I think like most of the people, I was scared before the fight. I was I was feeling myself small, getting smaller, and the other part, no matter if they're strong or not, they were becoming bigger. I was feeling that it's only me being worried and anxious, and no one else is like this, and that means I'm weak, I'm not good enough for the sport. That's how I felt at times, and I still was pushing through, but it wasn't fun. It was definitely affecting my movement, my presence on the ring. Now it's not like this. Now I would go and just go to do my best to win, with the winning mentality. I don't like to be arrogant, and I don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to step in, I'm going to destroy everyone. I need to test myself. I need to see where I'm at, and that's why I'm doing it methodically, gradually. But at the same time, my mindset is that I have a feeling that I see those things. I see my mistakes. I can see through that. And I also try to surround myself with people who can give me outside perspective as well. And I'm very critical of those things. If it doesn't work, I don't bullshit myself anymore. I just do those things. For example, footwork. You probably noticed that the women's footwork, in the boxing, is not that great comparing to male, except some of the great female boxers. But you see the difference when someone has a very good footwork. Basically they have strong enough calves to keep bouncing and also not gassing out at the same time, and be able to create the explosive momentum and then recover and then steal. So being able to rest in that position, basically just keep moving all the time throughout entire fight, right? Before it was just I would maybe lie to myself that maybe I don't need that much of it it's a girls boxing, right? So like I was seeing some others, but then there would be one female fighter that is great. And actually, my friend Anna Hunjua, she always had a great footwork. She's southpaw, and she was moving like a guy. And this is where I started learning. Okay, the footwork is important. But now, for example, I'm very, very strict to that. I just do it. And I actually try to build it that I have an advantage. That when others get tired on their feet, they gas out. I'm not gonna do that, because I'm training myself from the beginning now to be able to hold that pace, a certain pace that is preferably going to be a little bit higher pace for others to keep up to. So those things you train, those things you need to commit to on the training. That's what I think. Did you see my content? I didn't see your content now. I mean, right now I'm streaming, but I'll check it after, okay? I think I told you that I would check it in the last stream, and I apologize that I didn't. There have been some things going on, but I'll definitely do it, okay? And as I said, let's have a conversation about things we can do together. Toby McGuire. How long have you been boxing, and at what age did you start? I started specifically boxing, I think I moved when I was 15, 16. After karate, I spent maybe a little bit less than a year in karate. And then basically it's teenage years. It's not that early. And since then, I wouldn't say that I ever gave up on boxing. I think I always trained to a certain extent. And as I said, now I haven't been doing sparrings for almost 2 years now at all. So this is one thing I need to rebuild again. But when it comes general boxing, general form and being in shape, I don't think I ever lost it. For example, I always could do double unders, like skipping rope. I always could do 10-15 minutes and do like different drills and double unders, even not being training at times at all. So yeah, I think it's been quite a few years now. Do you still use karate? Not really. Like from karate, from Goju karate, I learned how to do leg kicks, like low kicks, body kicks, and head kicks. So I guess that I still got it. I still can do that. But apart from that, karate, and specifically Goju karate, it's philosophy. It's not only fighting. And I really wanted more like a sports competitive fighting. So that's one of the reasons why I moved. I was not that much into those katas and certain movements and disciplines that was, this is how you were getting belts and stuff like that, Do you study your opponent? Well, I mean, as I said, I have not had an opponent for quite some time, but if I would have to have my first opponent, for example, I'll tell you that way. In the 51 kg, I've had conversation with my friend Anna. She still knows she still has contacts with the Georgian trainers and the head coach of the women's team, and what is going on, kind of thing. And we had a little conversation about it. And I personally know the girl who is now at the 51 kg there, and she's fit. She's taller than me. She works very good on the pad works and stuff like that. But I think she's a little bit eccentric. That's her personality. I think she's quite flamboyant. And when she has a chance to bully you, if you're not strong enough, if you don't give her good resistance, she can, she will do all those, flamboyant movements in the boxing. That's what I saw from her fights, because she does both amateur and professionals too. I think she mixes it up. But I looked into some of her fights, and my friend Anna also told me that if you give her resistance, strong, like combos, obviously technicality, and getting in and getting like applying those hard punches, combos of 2-3 punches maximum. Like, let's say I would go jab and I would go like a feint, just to cut the distance, and I would go right hook, left hook, come out, and see how she reacts, kind of thing. My friend had an experience sparring with her, and she said she gets distracted. Like she can really psychologically back off if she feels the resistance. So, and that's normal, It's I think that is the hardest part, to build up when you get hit, and actually when you get hit hard many times, and you still are like, no, come on in. I think that is the mentality that I want to build up, Though I'm not a fan of getting hit in the head. That's why I rather prefer to contribute of, using my hands as the shield, moving my head all the time, having a good footwork. I would rather contribute in that and work in that and get good at it. So it gives me advantage on the ring, and also good for my long-term health, because I'm not getting hit in the head all the time. But sometimes you just, at some point, you're matching someone who is like great, as great as you are, and even better than you, more experienced than you. And imagine they have the same footwork. They're good. They can see through your weaknesses. And this is sometimes when it gets that both great boxers and fighters in general, it becomes more of the gladiator match within the beauty of the boxing. And this is where the character wins. So it's important to build up that character. Okay. Hi, Warrior. Miss, where are you from? Are you a boxer? I'm from Georgia, not the state, the country. I'm a boxer. I have the years of the training in boxing. I had a little bit of time in the amateur junior years career, which wasn't, I'll be honest, that wasn't that long. But I've been on the ring, I've been hit, I've been hitting back, and now I'm building it back. I'm 25 years old, but technically I'm not old yet, and I wouldn't mind to even just step on the ring for the sake of doing it for a couple, 3 years maximum, to also take that experience and apply it to my coaching as well. Because I think that's what I would do more long term. I would like to create the community where one of the things we do is boxing, and we raise up, we raise good generation, of people who are resilient, but also champions as well. That would be something that I would want to be in the long term. So it's great to have there are some coaches that didn't have very long career, maybe even at all, and they just, they're the great coaches. But I really would want to have more of the solid, good fighting experience with great female boxers. I would want to do that first, and yeah, that's the part of the longer plan. This is how I look at those things. For me, it's not something. And maybe that will sound a little bit wrong, because boxing is associated with the field where, like, you have to, like, make a living out of it, and you have to fight and be a warrior. And I honestly, personally, always cheer for boxers like that and fighters like that who came from nothing and they had to do it, and that was kind of the chance in their life and they just grabbed it. But at the same time, I don't see anything wrong in boxing being as something, normal to everyone, even someone from the normal family, from the or okay family, or some middle class, or I don't know, so everyone can do it and build up that mentality, because stepping on the ring, it's kind of not about it's just about you. It's just about the product the work you put into yourself, whether it was willingly by your choice or it was a necessity, right? It's all about the result and the product of it. And I think I want to boxing and just boxing training, even in an amateur level, to be more common. What the fuck? Are you Irish? No, I'm not Irish. I'm not even naturally ginger. I mean, I've been lying to you guys. I'm. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I'm not naturally ginger. It just suits me. Okay, I think it's important to recognize the fact that your opponent is afraid, scared too, and that fear will prompt him, her to give everything from himself, to fight relentlessly. So one must expect that. Yes, and what I would want to do is, I think it's important to get to the stage that you really have the self-awareness that you are good, you can put up the fight, and you're excited to put up the fight. You know, it's not the end of the world. Nothing's gonna. It's not about, like, you know, no one's gonna kill you or something. That happens extremely rare in boxing on the ring, and I never heard in women's boxing that happened. So the point is, it's just about, you know, also the mind control, and I understand it takes time. For example, now, my first fight would be, yes, no matter how much I analyze them, and I would realize that, oh, they're afraid to, maybe even more afraid than me, it would still be okay, but I don't know it because I haven't done it for a long time. So my first fight would be probably that. I would just have to, you know what, just go there and follow the plan, do the thing, you know, just work. But if the outcome is that I win the fight, and especially if I win it without letting it go to the end, that would boost my confidence. That would give me the sense of, okay, I actually can do that. Then another opponent was quite good, not bad at all, at like higher than average, for example, and I did it. That means, you know, so it's like you create those. You basically start winning through those mind games, or like inside of your head, and you just try to create a system for yourself. And I agree. One of the important things is to really refocus on your opponent. So when you feel scared, just look at your opponent and start looking at them. Just look at them how they feel, right? How did you meet Chris? We met in Georgia. We met in some dating app, and we just met straight away because none of us are we don't like chatting too much. And yeah, our first meeting was very, like, we shared our stories, and his story was incredible, the things he survived and rebuilt himself from. I had the feeling of respect towards him from the very beginning. And yeah, this is how we just kept going on. We've been, more like hanging out and being friends and showing each other our worlds. I took him for a hike, for example, and showed him around Tbilisi some areas you could hike and nature and stuff. He was also telling me things and teaching me certain things. And yeah, in a couple months, I think we started living together. It was quite fast. And since then, 3 years now, we're together, we're building things together. He's really helping me a lot with all of what I'm doing right now. Taekwondo. I think it's very cool. Taekwondo is it's very, very I find it very beautiful martial art. What's your favorite karaoke song? I think there are few, but I like whatever is screaming and yelling, like all this like rock stuff. Highway to Hell, Black Dog, Led Zeppelin, like Pretty Reckless, Heaven Knows, for example. Just where I can express that inner drive. What do you know about Ilya Topuria's boxing? Do you know him? I personally don't know him. He hasn't been spending much time in Georgia. They lived at some point, but then they moved to Spain, Caliente, I think, or Alicante, I think, and that's where they've been. Both the family and him and his brother speak very good Georgian. I mean, perfect Georgian, so they didn't forget the language. But yeah, I don't know him personally. The Topuria's boxing he's great. He's definitely is. From the boxing perspective, if you would put him on the ring, again, it's just different footwork, certain different things. But I think his team and him perfectly build up his boxing as much as it's needed for the UFC and MMA. You know what I mean? Like even his footwork, he's good. He controls distance very well, but he's controlling it and anticipating whatever comes through a takedown or a low kick. You cannot just like bouncing and do the boxing footwork in the octagon, right? But regarding his power, it's like it's Tyson effect. I think someone said it, but the guy is knocking out pretty much legends. And I mean, you can say that they are past prime or something, but well, Volkanovski just won his title back against the young Lopez. So, it's not only that. I think Ilya is definitely a phenomenon. It's a new generation of mixed martial arts, and he's doing trash talk and stuff. I like that he gives respect to Volk and Charles and people who really deserve that. You know what I mean? And Holloway, I think he gave enough respect to them. But also he's doing like, I'm a king now. It's just not my style, But at the same time, as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, literally predicting the outcome of the fight and executing it, that makes him a man of his word, right? So up until he fails, which I don't see happening many years and maybe ever, depends. I think he's quite smart and his team are smart. They're going to try to build a legacy and they're going to try to be very careful with certain things, So, yeah, that's my opinion about him. Are you in a hotel? No, it's a coffee shop. It's just one of the Vietnamese nice, quiet coffee shop places. You look really good. Thank you. Oranga Club. I don't know what's that. Love from India. Thank you. What's your age? 25. What do you think about Mike Tyson? He said, fear is like fire. It's helpful if you know how to use it. That's a very good saying. If you don't, you will get burned. Boxing isn't a deadly fight, but there are radical boxers. Yeah, that's true. I really like your perspectives about the boxing and martial arts in general. I think you're very, you have very good opinions. Very smart. When it comes to dealing with the fear, there's quite a masculine way. I think men tend to they tend to use it as the drive, as their engine, you know. And it's good if you manage to go directed outwardly, because what is fear? It's just a cortisol and adrenaline, basically. It's just like, you know, getting so it's normal to get like shaky and a little bit excited. That's completely normal. Basically, it's same as a fear, but it just should not be mental for you. You know, there is the thing. You shouldn't go inwards. If you manage to direct it outwards, that's great, and it's a very masculine way. Just want to mention this thing. Chris, my husband, he started to do skydiving and proximity wingsuit flying, like basically flying with the squirrel suit, because he was afraid of heights, and he was like he just wanted to face it. And that's what I'm saying. That's a quite masculine way with dealing to deal with it. But when it comes to me personally, I honestly found a little bit different way how to deal with fear. For me, this extra excitement and, you know, like tickling in the body and stuff, it never been helpful. But I also learned how to really accept fear as my friend, as something that is trying to protect me. So when I see that, when I start feeling like this, but then I start thinking there is nothing to fear. There is literally nothing. I somehow learned how to manage and to kind of tell my fear that, and tell myself to calm down. You don't have to protect me. No, let's turn off the protective mechanism and let's enjoy the thing, what we're gonna do. And I think I'm more of the, like, that kind of quiet, more calm. Like if I'm calm, if I'm self-centered, I'm gonna be way more productive than if I'm shaking and if I'm having this inner anxiousness. When Mike Tyson knocked Zach Galifianakis in golf. Yeah, I love that scene. Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah, it's a hilarious movie. Who is your favorite superhero? Okay, my favorite superhero is actually a Punisher. Yeah, exactly. I like some others. I like Iron Man. I like, I guess, Batman, you know, both from Marvel, DC. But my favorite personal is Punisher, and I'll tell you why. Because he's the most realistic one. He's been taking, he's been strapped from everything that make his life meaningful, you know, and this natural male rage, you know, of the revenge and, you know, getting it, that becomes his kind of destiny. He's like hero, but also at times he's anti-hero. He doesn't have, you know, this kind of moral things not to kill, you know, bad guys or whatever, because it just doesn't work that way. So I think he's just most relatable to me. I don't hate no one, but I can't stand trash talks. I agree. I'm not really a fan. I like guys like Charles Oliveira, and everyone loves him, even after his loss. But by knockout, he's a legend. Even Taporia is like, oh, you're a legend. Because this guy, same as Volkanovski, I would say, they build up this presence of very good, solid people, and they're lovely. This is the kind of person I want to be. I am not into the trash talk. And even if it's for show or for hype up, no thank you, not my thing. Hi. Hi, Cricket Rains. What's your name? My name is Diana. My name is Diana Kvinikadze. Kvinikadze. Sounds like kamikadze. Kvinikadze. It's a Georgian surname. Can you show the coffee shop? Okay, let me just turn it around for quickly. So you see? Yeah, it's very nice. There is outer area, and there is also area on the second floor. As you can see, I have a window and I have a good light in front of me. So yeah, it's a nice place. Fear is life. Well, fear is definitely part of the life. That's an inevitable thing. You just can manage it a little bit, and you can direct it in the ways that it just does not affect negatively your actions and the results. That's what you can do. No, she cannot. Well, I already did. It's not a big deal. Hi, cricket rains. Hi. So much sad you are. Am I sad? I don't think I'm sad. Kinder heart. Hi, my name is Nick Ger from Bolivia. From Bolivia, hi to Bolivia. Tell me a little bit about Bolivia. I literally don't know anything about it. I just know I heard about the country. Who's my favorite actor? Let me think of... I'm not really much into, honestly, watching stuff. All the stuff lately I've been watching was because Chris was choosing some good stuff, but I never watched that many movies in general. So I think there are some great actors. I think even names I keep forgetting. Sometimes I know the actor, their face, but I forget the name. What was the guy's name who plays in the Schindler's List, in the Harry Potter as a Voldemort, and in the Pope? What's his name? I think he's a great actor, and I think Cillian Murphy is a great actor. Tom Hardy is a great actor. We were watching Hannibal lately, so Mads Mikkelsen, great actor. So yeah, so on. There are some great actors and good actors I like. I like Christian Bale, and always forget another guy who is in Interstellar. Always forget his name. And female actresses, let me think. Well, Meryl Streep, I think she's great. And that's not really my thing. So I'm not really, as you can see, I cannot really even remember some names. The old Punisher movie was, I've seen. I like this series too. Also think he's a great actor, but I will always forget his name. Like really, as I said, I don't really know some of those actors' names. Hi, Jason. Nice name. Sunlight is the best lighting for videos. That's true. Want to hear a joke? Ralph Fiennes. Okay, go ahead. I looked up Punisher. He's a Marvel superhero. What are his powers? That's the thing. He doesn't have powers. He's just special forces, elite special forces, and he just has a skill set. That's what he has. Hi dear, which part of the country are you from? Which part of the country? It's Georgia, the country, not the state, and it is a very small country. So I'm from Tbilisi, from the capital. Matthew, where are you living? I am currently living in Vietnam, Nha Trang. This might be a boring question, but I'll ask it anyway. Mayweather or Pacquiao, which do you like the most and why? If you have specific opinions about both fighters. I think style-wise, Mayweather, but personality-wise, the story-wise, and just in general, great boxing and very strong, powerful punches and strong presence. Pacquiao. I just like the guy, and he's, as I said, he's one of those people who came from the poverty and built themselves up. But I don't necessarily think he also lost himself. He didn't get his fame in his head. I think he's one of the great people. Ake Yapis. I don't know what it means. Sorry, you have to translate to me. Same, I only remember him of The Walking Dead. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we've seen faces, we don't know, we don't remember names. Did you just have coconuts for breakfast? Well, I'm still having it. And yeah, I'm, some days I just try to keep it light, and I usually fast. Obviously, it is certain calories that I'm taking in my body now, but I just keep it light, and then I have one bigger meal. So that's what I do. I don't eat the coconut itself though, because right now, as I said, I would want to cut down a little bit on my weight, and coconut flesh is quite high calorie, though the water is very refreshing, high in potassium, very, very good for electrolyte balance and hydration, but it's also very low calorie. So I'm just drinking coconuts basically for the breakfast. Hi, my name is Priyanshu. I'm from India. Hi, Priyanshu. Welcome to the stream. You got a nice tattoo. Thank you. I think it's quite memorable. Sometimes people, at least back in Georgia, they would recognize me with tattoo. They're like, "Oh, you're this girl with that dragon tattoo." What's your favorite combination in boxing? As I was saying, there are a few, and like short, simple, practical ones, like jab, cross, sleep under the head, not backwards, under, and then boom, cross. But I guess one of my favorites is just, so you would just, play there, throw jab, one jab, and you would jab, and straight away you would go sleep, and uppercut, back to the sleep, and hook. And obviously you would do it fast, so that's one of my favorite combinations. I'm curious about something. I don't seek to be annoying. You're not being annoying. It's absolutely here we are to, to have a conversation, and you can ask me any questions. If I find it that I don't want to respond to it, I'll just tell you directly and honestly. But I would like to know, how do you fight someone who uses Mayweather style with great skill? I think it's called the shoulder roll. Okay, shoulder roll, he also does Philly shell, like, this. That's a tough one. Let me think. A lot of things what he does great, like jab, hook, goes roll, goes back, like a lot of counter crosses, like, trying to catch you on the right hand. I think he's, as I remember, he's the classic stance, so that would be a right hand. And those are harder to get, like, you're probably going to get punched to the face from these people. What I would try to do, I would try to cut the distance and a lot of movement, but also what I would use a lot of, I would use my gloves and my hands actually to block those punches. So I wouldn't just try to go like this. What I would try to do, there is a throw, I would just basically just throw it away, and then I would to cut the distance as much as I can and get in the close distance, leave some punches, and probably come out, because in the beginning you would want to do exchange, right? And first of all, that's just good for the just for the fight, people find it more interesting. From the other hand, you cannot waste too much energy. You cannot just go all in straight away, because it's always a risk of getting knocked out yourself. And it doesn't matter if the other boxer is not considered to be a heavy puncher. Boxing is boxing, and things happen. And it's like we all have the limits to. Sometimes we just get the shot into a certain angle. That's it. Right? So it would be an exchange, but that's what I said. I would try to do boom, 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 like, catch it. Use my right hand to navigate that, annoying, jabs and crosses. Get to try to press in, leave some punches, move out, do that first period. Depends how many rounds would that be. And also, as I said, I think the stamina advantage is very important. If you are not getting tired after whatever you do, it's good to see that if at some point Mayweather has good stamina though. Like, it's not that easy to do with someone that would have exactly same skill set and same endurance and athleticism. But I'm just saying, it's still hard pressing, hard punches exhausts everyone. And if you do it in the right way, if you just spare your energy a little bit and you do right timing, and you gradually kind of take that psychological advantage, I think then when you can just keep pressing, when you can see that both of you by the end would slow down after that kind of intensity, but you can see that the opponent is even more exhausted and they're just tired. It's not about the technique anymore. Like their whole guard is just broken, basically. Because we've seen fighters like with Mayweather, again, that he has his moments though. Like the Oscar de la Hoya was a very controversial fight, and I think every fighter, every great boxer, undefeated ones, have those controversial fights where it actually wasn't exactly that they won necessarily, right? So I think the good pressing works on those type of fighters and boxers. Nice dragon. You are a boxing trainer. Have you thought of getting in some other professions? I'm training boxing, that's for sure. Wherever I go, for example, I've been training by myself, and then I was making the last video for the Ilia Topuria combination where I was showing that, and I just got approached by this girl, and she's like, I want to train with you. Like, are you a trainer? You're teaching? I said, yes, I can do that. And so yeah, she just wants to work with me. But because I work online, it's not that much about boxing. I'm working more on the general fitness and just physicality, strengths, hypertrophy. I can do that. I have one client who has his garage gym, so we actually can do a lot of those things, and a lot of pain relief and trauma prevention exercises, because some of my clients they're not, they're just training for the health and stuff. So this is what I do. And regarding other profession, I'm singing right now. It's a hobby, but I got invited to host karaoke nights in this bar because I just sang there, and definitely after some practice in the karaoke, my singing getting better. Like, you never know. I would love to maybe sing in a band one day. I'm also doing some art. I'm an artist, actually. I have part-time with school. I have the diploma of the the gymnasia, where it was a school of art basically. Maybe at some point I'll do that, when I have more time and we're more settled and are in the same place where I can create more art. But that's basically what I do. Like if I would continue and pursue new passes, like new career choices, I wouldn't do that necessarily that way. I would just probably would like to enhance my qualification in the when it comes to the training and working with people. Do you like India food? Tell what it is your favorite dish. Butter masala. That's my favorite dish. And my Instagram ID, you can see it on my YouTube profile. Last week I was practicing boxing in my backyard and my friend was holding the punching bag and I accidentally punched my friend and he is still in the hospital. Did you break his nose? Hopefully it's nothing serious, but that's funny. Yeah, well, be careful with those things because it's important. You have to have an aim in boxing. You have to train the aim. That's an interesting approach. One second. That's an interesting approach. Very dynamic. You would actively block the jabs, seek to get close to strike, and then move back. I thought about using the peekaboo fight, the shoulder roll. Yes, peekaboo is also great, but as I said, it's how I would do that. Because, like, I haven't seen, after Tyson, there was one Georgian boxer. He was in jail, actually, in the US, and now he's back, and I think he's back to fighting. Avtandil Khurtsidze, if you heard about him. He was the close one. I think he used quite of the peekaboo and Tyson style. They even called him Little Tyson or Georgian Tyson. But I haven't seen that many people doing peekaboo well. Like they haven't been executing it well enough. At least in the bases, like he was basically, that was his primary style. Like his stance, his movement is completely different, But maybe using some elements. Obviously, you try to get slips, but sometimes that is not perfect too. Your head is still like any good boxer would just get used to your pattern to a certain extent, and they would start getting they would start catching you even when you sleep. So that's why it's actually good, and I don't think anything wrong with using your hands as the additional for shield and defense. Why wouldn't you? There is even like sometimes when I throw the jab, what I would do, I actually don't throw the real jab. I would slip this fist under the other person's jab, and I would just kick the elbow to their hand. So the hand throws up, and I would boom, just use the cross at the same time. I mean, there are many ways how you can use your hands, and like even if you do sleeps and peekaboo, I would use my hands still. I would try my best to do it, though. It wouldn't be pretty when it's, you always get hit. There is still one punch. Ideally, it's like, even in the most great cases, you would still gonna get hit in your head. The point is, if those punches not gonna have much impact, that is the important part of it. If you can train me for free, I can beat those elite boxers. We will earn good money. Well, right now I'm in Vietnam, right? So, but maybe at some point when I open this, school of boxing where it's people are free to come, and it's sometimes a lot of boxers who just they're actually being trained for free in the beginning because they've been believed the trainers had the faith in them, and some people saw the potential in them. And I think it's very good. You do good karaoke. Thank you. Oh, it was fun. But you pointed out you wouldn't just cover yourself while trying to get close enough to strike, but you would actively block the jabs while getting close to strike and the move back. Yes, yeah, I like doing that. That works for me. I learned how to do that actually after I retired from the active boxing. And then at some point, it's just, I started practicing. I've been taught by one trainer we became friends with, and he just trained me for free. He was like, literally, you know what, I see some potential. I just want to fix some things and correct some things. And yeah, I learned a lot of how to use my hands, not just like this and 1, 2 punch, but like basically have it as the, you use your hands for different tasks and diversify it. This is where I learned it. I learned it from him. And then I just, started practicing and testing my own things. And it worked for me. And I think it's going to work again. As I said, I'm quite looking forward to get back into the sparrings and see how I'm going to be able to apply it on the ring. Anime watcher. Hi. Hi there. Hope you're doing well. Are you a boxer, Joshua? Yes, I am. I used to be in amateur boxing years ago. I retired early because of there were some reasons. But I never stopped training. I also started coaching. Though I don't do that full time. As I said, I work online and I'm coaching more on different things like lifestyle optimization and health and general physicality, strengths, hypertrophy, and trauma prevention and pain release. That's what I do. But I never stopped training boxing, and I tried to keep evolving in it. And yeah, that's so now I'm thinking to get back to the fights. You can make walk and talk vlogs, like you are walking around different places, describing them. That's a good idea. Thank you. I'll do that. You know what? I'll do that. How to fight in the street? Are you asking it? Are you asking advice from a girl? I'm joking. In the street, just first of all, try to avoid fights in the street, especially if there is a chance of a group of people rain against you. Sometimes you will pick a fight with someone and they have like 5-10 friends behind. So yeah, try to avoid those fights. But if it happens, well, street fight is, I don't like preaching violence, but it's all about just using whatever, As a lot of fighters, if they have a street fight, they end the fight before it starts. Like we have one friend who's been training boxing like his entire life, and even though he's not like professional fighting, but he's great. Yeah, most of his fights was like just boom and like out. But yeah, anyways, just try to avoid fights. There is no point. And if you will end up in the fight, you just will use whatever to survive. How would you win a fight, or you or an Indian Waffen SS officer? I think whoever is an officer or SS or military, I don't think I'm gonna be able to win a fight against them. Depends. Maybe in the boxing, but well, that's the interesting question. I don't know how to respond to it. How many push-ups can you do? I mean, I haven't done push-ups in a while. I think I can do 10, 15. Well, depends. I like to do strength, so I usually do 5, but I do very slow. So I do push, and I go down slowly, and I do like around 5 reps, just to keep it as in the strength range. Sandra Bunia. Hi, Gamar Joga. What do you recommend to improve one's footwork? Do you have videos about it? I have some videos. The last video I did was about the shuttle, one of the basics of the boxing footwork. But if I can respond it right now here, I think it's a lot about, so you have a stance, so you need to get used to standing properly. And if you're a complete beginner, just start making steps, just get used to moving step by step, left step, right step, forward and backwards, without breaking the stance. That's the most basic. And do it forward, then start going on sides, then start going diagonally in different directions. But also, then you can move to bouncing and try to do the same with the bouncing movement. And definitely do drills. They're different boxing drills. As I said, I went through the shuttle and a couple of the exercises that can help with that. But I'll try to make a bigger video for different footwork drills, specifically boxing oriented. And some of them are not necessarily boxing oriented, but they're just generally good for athletes for different fields like boxing and the football, soccer, etc. I fall in love with you in just one side. I'm leaving to not be a creepy motherfucker. Well, it's good. We should all avoid to be the creepy motherfuckers, but I mean, I appreciate it. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong to like someone as long as you as long as you show it respectfully. And yeah, you're right, let's not be desperate, it's not a good thing for anyone. So also have self-worth, that's also an important thing. Outfit check. Outfit check. I'm not gonna stand up right now, sorry. I just have black shorts and I have this top, that's it. That's my outfit. You took good. I like you. Well, thank you. Jesus, you're beautiful. I mean, I guess I am. Thank you. I don't know. It's, what is the most important thing? The beauty in the inside. And the beauty from the inside is always enhancing the appearance on the outside. I guess we all agree on that. So let's try to be beautiful inside. Get an action camera. Walk and talk vlogs are really easy that way. Okay, I'll look into it. I'll try to do it with my phone for now, but I have a gimbal, so I actually can do walking content easy. Vietnam is a nice place. You're in a good place. Thank you. You're right. It's wonderful. Hey, who is the best fighter according to you and why? Fighter, you mean? Please clarify. MMA fighter, UFC fighter, boxing fighter. There are many fighters. I mean, right now, if we talk about UFC, Ilia Topuria just went on the first place to pound for pound. So I guess he's now the best fighter for now, and we'll see, because I think him and Makhachev fight should happen. That would be great. I think Islam is a good fighter. And again, like, no matter what people say, I think what determines you as the great fighter is your record and the validity of your record. So if you compare a good fighter and was a good record, but if you see that he was winning, like who he won over, that's a portfolio. And if you have a fighter who has been like a legend destroyer or something, like you cannot take that away from them. So yeah, I think that's the best. Despite liking or disliking that person, look at their record and look at who they won over and how they won. Was that submissions? Like Merab, I love Merab, but a lot of his fight, his strategy was built on his endurance and stamina, and he was just he was still leading to anonymous decisions, which is, I was surprised a little bit because I think his team was a little bit not too risky, but honestly, when you wear out someone like that, you actually you easily can submit them and knock them out. So I'm glad that they started doing that. Now with Sean O'Malley, he won with the submission, and I'm glad, because that's what I was saying. I was saying that next step for his team, for him, would be now he's going to start defending his title by finishing the fights, because he'd been teased and called by people that he's the decision machine or something like that. And that's what I'm saying. I think it's his portfolio, and that's fair enough, right? Doesn't make him a bad fighter, though. His portfolio is still great. Okay, I've been talking about MMA, but boxing. You're interested in boxing. As I said, Tyson Prime is the greatest. And another one is Roy Jones Jr., also extraordinary. Self-esteem quadruples the beauty. Yeah, self-esteem is very important. I agree with that. How you know about boxing that much? Mostly personal experience. I've been doing it. I've been training, sparring, practicing, watching some stuff. Though I said I wish I would watch a little bit more. And yeah, I'm just learning like anyone else. And also, important thing, it's not only the knowledge. I might have in some things, I might have a limited knowledge, but I have the ability to analyze it because of the experience I had with and being around that community, And it's also, I guess it feels that I know a lot because I think I can analyze it quite well. Hello, Jason. I think you said hello before too. Toby, what would you say to someone who wants to be a professional boxer at the age of 24? Is this worth the risk or is it too late? 24 is not a late age, but depends what is your circumstances. If you're living in a poverty, and that's something you just need to do to survive. It depends where you come from. In Thailand, for example, Muay Thai fighters, that's just, they might not ever be worldwide known, but they do that to support their families. So if you're in the West, and if you're you're living in the Western world, I wouldn't recommend it to do it that way. If you really want to pursue it as the dream and just, build the presence, learn how to do those things and gradually build yourself up, I would focus on doing something else, like creating a passive sources of income or some remote job that you can do and you can match it up with your trainings and to do it that way. This is this is my position now. I have a great husband who has the most of the passive income, And I have my job is basically I'm self-employed. I have personal online clients who are they're great people and they love me. I love them. They're very supportive of me, and that just gives me ability to focus on those things and actually with no external stress. As I said, that might not be the case for everyone, but it depends what is your situation. If you really want to pursue it as a dream, I don't think it's impossible. Surround yourself with go to the good gym, surround yourself with the community, start learning from them, start actually doing the training that you need to do to get to that level, but also make sure that at the age of 24, you actually can afford it, at least at the level that you can have a good nutrition, you can take care of yourself, you can afford the gym, you can afford some equipment, and you don't have to stress about those things. That is my opinion. Can you show us your Haktua? No, I cannot show you Haktua because I don't do those things. Question, man, I kid you not, you look so much like my friend from London. Crazy. Oh, okay. Well, cool. I mean, I guess we're the doppelgangers. Is that the right word, like for twins? You're in Vietnam for 6 months? Well, totally it's going to be 9 months, I think. Now it's already have been 7 months since we're here. When I do shadow boxing, I do left jab, right hook, left uppercut, so like boom, boom, like this. Right hook, again, left uppercut, and right uppercut, boom. Any critical advice? Oh, it's great. I think you should multi-directory punches. It's a good way to do bum, 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 like this. It's good. It's good to practice it that way. So just keep doing it as one of the drills. But if you want to diversify your shadow boxing, keep working on separate aspects. Sometimes you just go jab. You just go boom, sleep. Work with the front hand, and that's what you do. Then sometimes you work on a certain combo that you think is very practical and you want to really master it. Do that. Again, there is no, as long as you do it correctly, as long as your technique is on the point, I think you should just go for everything. Try different things. What does Chris do? Well, he was a proximity wingsuit flyer for 10 years. He was in extreme sports. He has mostly some crypto and some passive incomes. That's what he managed to build up throughout the years. That was the point when he had this crash and he lost a lot of, financially, he lost a lot and stuff like that, but we're doing quite well. It's outside of the general topic. I believe that it's great to find a partner where you can build things together. Because when you're at the top together, then you both had contributed in it. And it makes it way more valid and stronger when you do it together. That's what I think. I'm from Northeast England, and I'm a beginner trader. And as a trader, I always want to visit Thailand because there's a lot of restrictions. We're in the media for trading, like someone's dream. Yeah, that's true. If you are a trader, if you're a digital nomad, just start traveling. It gives you that opportunity, so just take it. Can't talk you personal. Well, we talk personal now. And can we see your tattoo for a second? It's cool. Here. So, it's quite a warrior theme, Japanese style. So it's a dragon, a woman, and katana. Basically, that's what tattoo represents. Wow. Wow. How many pull-ups can you do? I can do 5 strict pull-ups, like literally with a full extension up. And I can do 9, 10 with keeping. I'm saying that because I've done it. I tested it, and I was actually heavier at that point. Can you please show us some karate kata? I don't remember any, sorry. How did you learn English? Oh, I learned it myself in 2020. When it was pandemic, it was a curfew, there was nothing to do in Georgia. They all think I had internet. And I just made that decision that I wanted to contribute my time and invest my time in something that would open a lot of doors for me. And I made the decision to learn English well, like to the fluent level. So around for the 3 months, I worked on it. I contributed my 5-6 hours a day. Just doing that, I was watching traveling videos because that was making me excited. I was translating fitness and health articles because that was giving me the. I was learning the words of the more of the advanced vocabulary, and then I got the offer to work in the studio where they've been training mostly. Excuse me. They've been training mostly foreigners, and yeah, I just took that opportunity, and that's how it went on. I made some English-speaking friends, and then I met my husband, and my English since then just kept getting better and better. What was the next one? Are you an athlete? Oh, I think I'm trying to be. I think general athleticism, I would work on it more, because if you're an athlete, you're quite developed, that athleticism, and then despite whatever sport you're strong, you're agile, you're fast, you're coordinated, those things. And I can do some of the things. I think stamina is the one I'm working on currently, pacing and stamina. Okay, where are you from? I'm from Georgia, the country. It's not England, it's Northeast India, Nagaland. Okay, sorry. I think you misspelled it in the previous chat, and now I can see, Nagaland. Which country would you visit for enjoying your life? I mean, I'm already in the country where I'm enjoying my life. It's Vietnam. And I'm thinking generally Southeast Asia is the great area to live in. Vietnam is one of the cheaper options as well. So if you want to find a budget-friendly country, come to Vietnam. My English is bad. Well, it's all about the practice. So just keep practicing and it's going to get better. I learned most of my English from OMEGLE. I don't know what it is. And still learning. That's great. Great for you. It doesn't matter how you learn it. It's all about the result. Come to Colombia. I'll prepare you nice and great food. Well, hopefully at some point I'll be able to visit Colombia. I'm traveling together with my husband, so you will have to prepare food for both of us. But if you don't mind that, that would be amazing. You're looking beautiful. Thank you. Okay, that's a video chatting platform. How you, Omegle. I don't know how to pronounce it, honestly. Do you often jump rope? When you do it, how much time you like to do it? Yes, I do. And that's one thing that I never stop doing, as I said. It depends. Sometimes I do 5 minutes. I think at the very least I do 5 minutes. but sometimes I do 10, 15. I used to do 30 minutes as well, but honestly, 30 minutes is not necessarily, unless you're wanting to do it as the cardio, because skipping rope, especially like boxing style, is quite a great cardio. In the 30 minutes, you would burn 300 up to 500 calories, I guess. Your husband has to pay me, you have for free. Okay, just a question. Do you have a restaurant, or do you have like your place where you cook, or it's just a home? You did it right. Okay. Hi Ryan. I heard Vietnamese people are brutal eaters. What do you think? How's your time there? Their eating culture is lovely. They just love to gather in those baby chairs, like plastic kindergarten chairs, and in those tiny tables, and they have delicious Vietnamese food. You know, a lot of rice, a lot of seafood, meat, eggs. You know, some other stuff, noodles, and they just eat together, and they eat so with such a taste that when you look at them, you just want to join them, you know? So yeah, they are brutal eaters, but though it's the skinniest nation in the world. I mean, I guess they move a lot. That's what I think they do. They burn a lot of calories. What's your goal in 5 years? In 5 years, my goal is to keep traveling with my husband and maybe settle down a little bit more in one of our bases. Georgia. Vietnam would just be part-time because we couldn't buy anything here long-term anyway. So that would be some other country. Maybe Norway. Maybe that will be the place where we'll be at. At that point, possibly already have a first child. And by the time I wish my YouTube would grow and become a bigger platform. And I wish before that I would already have some fights and some competitive wins in boxing. I wanted to compete in sprinting too, but not compete necessarily. But my goal, and this is how my channel started. Actually, it started from sprinting. My goal is to make 12 seconds on 100 meters. Because it's quite a higher than average time. It's not exactly competitive, but it's a good time. So I wish I would do that within the 5 years. I would be able to run 100 meters sprint under 12 seconds. And yeah, it's just like, general, keep creating communities and meeting people and spreading a good, positive message. That's what I would do. That's my goal in the 5 years, and I guess even longer term as well. Is that a pendant? Okay, pendant. You actually have to explain the word, because there are some words I still don't know, and I'm still learning. You do TikTok? No, I mean, I have TikTok, but because of the system, how it works, it's English, it's Georgian speaking, I guess, and though I'm doing it in English. And I don't really find it appealing. I don't really like TikTok, honestly. I don't have TikTok on this phone, on my new phone, and I don't really like scrolling TikTok either. Are you settled in Vietnam, or will get back to Europe? Well, first of all, Georgia is not exactly Europe. We like to call ourselves Europeans, but it's a Caucasus region, if we talk geographically. So no, we're going back to Georgia in the end of September, but don't know though how long I'm going to stay there. A lot of traveling plans. Chris is kind of in charge of it. He's leading that, and I'm just happy to follow wherever we go. Obviously, we discuss those things, the opportunities, if it's worth it or not. But he comes up with a lot of things that that was his idea to come to Vietnam, Southeast Asia, and that was a great idea, for example. To Europe. That thing on my neck. This one, you mean? This is this is a runic alphabet, the old Futhark runes, Scandinavian, like Old North, and it also, I think it's a Degvisir compass. So that's the compass that the Vikings used to, for not navigation, but they would use it as the protection for always finding the way back home. Okay, there is a boxing channel whose name I can't remember now. His owner is an American black man who is about 50. He often says that if one gets tired, one must push themselves anyway. What do you think? On the ring? Oh, of course, yes. I mean, let's say you are the one who got tired. Push through, find another second breath. You know, that's go till the end, don't break. But from the psychological point of view, most of people break because it's just our brains, this is how our brain works, you know. It's very hard to get back on the second breath and, you know, take over the fight and actually win. You know what I mean? How did I start my YouTube career? Just 1 second, please. How did I start my YouTube career? Well, my husband pushed me. He just said, you have to do it, you got this. I really wanted to do it myself, but that was that's one of my weaknesses that I'm working on, is sometimes I overthink things, and sometimes I, despite looking confident, I feel scared. Sometimes I feel that I might not be good enough. Like, who would want to watch me, and those sort of things. But I'm really blessed that I have a person next to me who is like a doer, and he's like, sometimes he talks to me sweet that you got this, but if that doesn't work, he's like, no, you're doing it because I tell you to do. And I'm like, okay, now I have to do it. But then I definitely didn't regret it. Bula, hi. Hi, Black Crow. How are you? Still have another coconut left. Can you help me find Georgia girl for me? I'm 25 and I'm single and I'm a man. Well, first of all, sorry, I'm not a matchmaker. If you want to meet the Georgian girl, come to Georgia. Try it and see yourself. And you're a guy, you're 25 years old, and you're single, it's completely fine. Focus on building yourself up. Like everything, you know? Because, you know, women, they just always want someone stronger. They want someone successful. They want someone, obviously, a good, reasonable woman, not gonna be delusional, not gonna want you to be like, you know, like crazy rich or something like that. She's not gonna ask you things like that. But every woman, and like good woman, they want someone strong with this, you know, the work and experience they put in themselves as the man, right? So exercise, get fit, get in a good shape, you know, when it comes to the appearance, because everyone judges by appearance in the beginning. Get the good haircut for your facial shape and good shape of the beard, you know, if you have one. Try to work on your speech, the way you talk, you know, if there is something, if you talk too fast or too quiet, try to like work on those things. And educate yourself, read, listen to podcasts, update yourself on what's going on in life, and build your own success. You know, try to have a job. You know, strive. As a man, you should strive. You were born for that, right? And when you're at that point, a good woman gonna want to be by your side and compliment you, bring something on the table. She's gonna want to help you. She's gonna want to support you. She's gonna want to cook for you, like, you know, nurture you and stuff like that, you know? That's why I'm saying it's great to build some things together, but up until that point, it's like, oh, falling in love thing, it doesn't work like that. As a guy, just get as strong as you can, get as accomplished and fulfilled within yourself as you can, and as confident as you can. I'm not talking about all this Andrew Tate type of nonsense and, you know, fake confidence. No, just get good with yourself. And trust me, a good woman gonna recognize you. You should push yourself, but not too fast. I was running too much. Then my knee started hurting and I couldn't run for a week. Runner's knee. Yeah, that's a good analogy. There is like pacing is important. One thing at a time is important. So yeah, I agree. But it's important to challenge yourself. You actually do a favor to your own brain. You build yourself character when you do some things, even when you're afraid of doing them or you don't want to do them. It's called discipline. This is how you build up discipline and consistency. What is your age and where you born? I was born in Georgia and I'm 25 years old. You're on early. What time is it for you? Now it's around 2 p.m. afternoon. Lots of Sims everywhere. Like, that's what my husband says. Joking aside, you know, it's, yeah, we can call simping and stuff, and yeah, guys, don't simp. Really, don't do it. But also, don't hesitate to give a compliment to someone or encourage someone and say something nice to someone when you think it's appropriate. And definitely, so balance, you know what I mean? It's just sometimes, you know, it's saying a good thing to someone, because when you tell me something good, that also encourages me, you know, you actually make my day. And if we look at it from that side, I don't necessarily think it's a simping. But obviously, if you just try to get the attention and like whatever attention from a girl or a guy that, I don't know, you like maybe, or even on the social media, it's just not good for you. You are already getting a dependent on someone you don't even know. Go out in the world, work on yourself, get more self-aware, self-accomplished. Time, please. Time, it's 2 p.m. in the morning, in the afternoon. Free Palestine. I wish everyone to be safe, good, and their families to be happy. I'm very sad what is happening in the world right now, in the Palestine as well. But unfortunately, it is happening right now. And this conflict is quite complicated if you really think about it. I don't want to talk about politics. That's just going to be only one thing I'll say. That conflict between basically Israel and the Middle East has been so long and on such a wrong terms. Like, I'm not religious in that way. I'm not, so to me, honestly, personally, it doesn't make sense. But it got so complicated that you cannot just erase one or another. Like, it just doesn't happen. I just wish that it gets resolved the way that people just stop dying. Like, when it comes to people's lives and people's wealth and health, I don't really care about the governments and countries and what's like political games, because political game is not about good or bad. It's bad. It's about getting a positive outcome for everyone is seeking for the positive outcome for themselves. And I'm from Georgia. My country is also going through the point that our government doesn't really, they don't care about people. They just do whatever they do for their own positive outcome. Okay, let's keep going. Hello from Finland. Hi from Georgia. Well, from Vietnam, but from Georgian. This is a big sister advice right here. Listen up, little homies. She's speaking facts. Well, thank you, Danny. Nice to meet you. I think, yes, that is a big sister advice. I'm a big sister in my family, though I don't have brothers. But if I had a brother, that's what I would do. That's what I genuinely would do. Embrace your masculinity, embrace your strength, embrace your, just striving in the world. But don't follow that bullshit for the bullshit on the social media. Don't follow for all the stuff they try to sell you. You know what I mean? Like here, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm literally just giving you a friendly advice. From Germany, hi. Who are you? Who are you? Reminds me of that meme. Who are you? My carry is the process. I'll be a millionaire at 30. Well, it's good for you if that is the case. I need to move a little bit from the sun. Well, my career is in the process. I'll be a millionaire at 30. As I said, good for you. I mean, it's always good to have a financial. But again, it's not for a woman necessarily. It's for yourself. It's like financial background determines your lifestyle. It really gives you more opportunities, and if you use those opportunities, like if you pick right opportunities, you're gonna be at a great place. Actually, when it comes to women, it's not a good thing to show off your money and your success straight away. It's good to ask for a coffee date. If a girl agrees on a coffee date, just in a nice place, or even walk in the park, and something like that, it's already a higher chance that girl is more simple and more with less delusions than someone who is like, my first day should be this and that, right? And it's good because when you have a simple environment, you can show, as the man, you can just rely on your charisma. Try to make her laugh. Sense of humor makes a lot of things, and that's going to be the first impression, And then you can see if she's like what kind of person she is. If she's like opinionated, or if she's more a listener, etc. Yeah, she's speaking facts indeed. She clearly stated that emotions are not strong enough to survive, that falling in love doesn't work, and as a man, one must become as strong as they can really. Yes, it is. And honestly, in this world now, we need more strong, not only men, I think we need more strong people. We need both men and women step up. Get back the family together, but also evolve. We cannot get back to how it was 50 and 100 years ago, because that's going to be it's also going to be a downfall of society. But what we need to do, we need to take the essentials, we need to take the core, we need to have a family, we need to bring back the community, we need to bring back the cooperation, and then we evolve, me and my husband have certain roles in relationships, and he's a big, strong guy, he's masculine. He brought up a lot of feminine in me, because I was quite masculine at some point in my life, because I had to take care of things. So, healthy masculinity brings up healthy femininity and vice versa, But at the same time, I'm doing boxing. He's encouraging me to do boxing, competing, doing YouTube. He wants, because he believes that, I guess he believes that I have a potential to bring something good in the world. So I'm not just, stuck in the kitchen. Actually, when it comes to the kitchen, he's way better cook than I am. And that's not something I'm necessarily proud of or ashamed of. I'm just stating a fact that it doesn't have to be strictly traditional and conservative, but the values have to be there. There is no other way. Are you in Vietnam? Are you in Vietnam for vacation? Well, basically, that's a long vacation. That's what you can call it. That's what you can call it. What are your pet peeves? Pet peeves. Pet? What is peeves? I don't know what is peeves. You have to tell me. Can I marry you? Well, I'm already married, but I wish you to find your partner in life. Stand up, walk around. Sitting at the same place for 2 hours is not good for your health. Yes, it's you're right. It's better to move around. There's actually some studies proving that rather just, if you compare a person who is just going to the gym, tries 2 hours and comes back and just, lays down or doesn't move at all, or a person who doesn't exercise in the gym at all, but they just move all day, every day, the health parameters in the second group is higher. So it's a good point. Actually, well, since you're asking and since you're being right, I'm just gonna have a little I'm just gonna just warm up a little bit. A little bit shadow boxing. Like that's the curse of the boxers. You always do, whenever you can, you start doing shadow boxing. Boom, 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 boom. Down. This game when you just boom, so you lose your fists. You have a target or a person. You can do that in the couples, and you just basically just snap. There's no force put in it, but because of the snappiness, it still has an impact. So boom, boom. But then you work your speed, like a cat fight. But okay, I warmed up a little bit. Feels good. I'm gonna sit back now. You're so you're so right. Look, if we all don't vote anymore, all those politics won't mean shit. Yeah, I guess it's hard to break the system. It's hard to escape from the system. Like we create the system and we're within it. Though I think the real changes start from ourselves and from our families and our communities. That's what we really can do. We can really start taking that seriously. Marriage, kids, family, it should be way more serious, and it should be way more about creating that environment where people can thrive. And imagine many groups of people start doing that. I think the society it's going to impact positively society as well, and all the other stuff like politics even. Okay. That's an interesting viewpoint. We cannot turn back time, but we can preserve that essential, such as Work hard, strengthen oneself, having a family, or at least take care of one's loved ones. Yes, absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. Those are essentials. You know, one day, if let's even take away the war and politics, the nature catastrophe happens. Just the nature gets crazy, and something happens, and everything gets wiped off. We're gonna naturally get back to that state, but also that's what we don't want to do. We built up humanity. We got to the point of certain technological and intellectual development, but also we have some, setbacks like social media and too much of self-centered individualism, and basically people brain rotting, on the just doom scrolling everywhere in the world. That's the thing. If we bring those core things back, it's gonna give us the purpose in life, and that's all we need. We need a purpose. Pet peeves, things that annoy you. I don't think I'm a very easily annoyed person. Well, I can tell you though, I am annoyed by weakness. And let me clarify it. I'm not annoyed when someone is at the low times in their life and they just need help and they're struggling. Not that kind of weakness, because that can happen to anyone. But the how to say that? Like a willingly chosen weakness. People who are completely delusional, like delusion, that's what I mean. Like in the weakness, in this case, I believe, I mean delusion. When people are just like, embracing that, and living in their life, and no, there is nothing wrong, there is this, and in reality, they don't have any value, created value, not as the human life, but like they don't create any value for the society, for anyone else. They just there. And they can even be harmful, So this kind of people, they don't have, basically they are grown children. They did not evolve since they were children with their mentality and the mindset. That's quite annoying to me. A long time no see. You can take your phone with you. Yeah, sure I can. Can you throw it back? Throw it back when I was up doing shadow boxing, just throwing my hands? Facts. Life is life at the end. Are you Stranger Things actor? I haven't seen Stranger Things. Is it, do I look like someone there? You know what? Who's your favorite singer? Okay, I'm gonna respond to that question, and I'm gonna go order another coconut and come back. Who's your favorite singer? Beth Hart. That's my favorite singer. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Your name? Diana. My name is Diana. I mean, you can hold your phone, walk around, and be live. She's Diana. Yes, that's true. Yeah, I know, but right now I just feel like sitting. You know, it is what it is. I feel way more focused like this. And I just read better and have a better angle. So I'll just keep it this way for now. Let's leave movement for a later for the later live stream from karaoke night. When you were like single and alone, what drove you to become better alone? Like, did you never felt the need of having someone? Well, when I was single, in the time when I was single, I always liked to work on myself. I always tried to develop because, as I said, I'm the oldest child in my family, and I had to take care of things. And I always tried to get stronger. That's one of the things I've been working on myself. Just at some point that I think it was leaning towards way too more masculine, and I don't think that being in the peak masculine energy is very healthy for women long term. I mean, being in that state long term. Though acquired masculine skills, which is fighting, being able to resist, being able to endure, those kind of things, that's important things to acquire. And that's what I've been doing a lot in my life. I guess that's one of the reasons why I went so much for combat sports and boxing and all of that. And I think everyone to a certain extent, most of the people have the need for a partner. We are social creatures. That's the normal thing. That's genetics, basically. It's our genetical need to find a spouse and or basically live, make babies and stuff like that. You cannot you cannot deny your biology, right? So that need, obviously, I also had. I wanted to meet someone, and two things I knew: I wanted someone stronger. Because I really felt that I need someone stronger in the strong masculine energy. So as such, I didn't know why I needed that at some point, but now I know because it helped me to bring up my femininity up. And I also knew that I wanted a best friend. I wanted a relationship based on the friendship, like literally enjoying to be around each other, and being able to tease and basically at times be like a mate. And also I wanted a relationship where, because I'm a builder, I love to build things, I love to create things. I didn't want someone who is necessarily already accomplished everything in their life, because I knew that someone can basically, they have a bigger choice, they can afford everyone. They can just basically get any girl they want, pretty much, But for me, it was more, I want a strong, good man, with the values and stuff, so we can build things together, so I also can contribute and I can help and I can play my part. And this is how it ended up, and honestly, I've been also extremely lucky. I feel lucky that he chose me, because he was choosing. He was definitely choosing was looking for a partner, and he chose me out of many others, and I feel great about it. Kind of. How does karaoke work? Basically, it's just, we have free karaoke. You don't need to, sorry, I'll move a little bit more from the side. So you don't need to pay for it. We just have a list, and people can sign up for the song of their choice. And because we use YouTube, we pretty much can find any song. So that's how it works in the Red Buffalo. You're from Georgia, right? Have you been to Turkey? If yes, it overhyped. I'm planning to go. Yeah, I'm from Georgia, and I've been in Turkey. Well, recently I've been just on a transit life, on the transit flight in the Istanbul airport. And years ago, I was in Cappadocia. That's the part I remember from Turkey. And that was beautiful. Honestly, I think Cappadocia is worth to visit. But, well, how to say that? I mean, every place has its positives. You just have to find it. But I also understand that it's up to taste. It might be, because it's the big tourist destinations, it might be a little bit overpriced, overrated. But still, I believe that it's worth to look at some places there for sure. Hi, Murad. I have pictured scenarios similar to the one you mentioned. Modern societies are sophisticated and technology dependent, but nature can destroy all of that. Thank you. Life's survival, and we learn about it through boxing. Yeah, boxing is definitely one way to do it, but you know, it already links up with the bigger vision and bigger goal. It's not just doing boxing, it's actually how to get stronger, how to get resilient, how to be able to react into a difficult, stressful situations immediately, fast, without the panic. That's those skill sets has to be in place always. Otherwise, we're gonna always be stuck in this cycle, which is strong men create. No, it starts from hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times. So you see the cycle. We need to try to break that cycle by always be aware, always be cautious. Even if we're privileged and we have a privileged life, let's not forget that it's important to keep yourself tough. Really helped. I wish everyone had a mentality like you. It really helped. I mean, I appreciate if it really helped. Just go for it. You know, it's all about a good advice is great, but the main thing is to execute it, to start putting things in place that you actually do it. So just start one thing at a time. I think journaling is a good idea. Just put the ideas, you know, what you want to achieve, what you think you're lacking, what you think are your strengths, and just make a little bit of a psychoanalysis of your own self, and start making a plan and looking the ways how you can get there. 1 second. Oh, all right. What countries have you been to? Okay, I'll tell you. Before meeting Chris, I haven't been in many countries, but we traveled some countries together, and so total. Well, Georgia, obviously, I live in Georgia. I've been in Russia and Ukraine when I was a kid. Together with my mom, I traveled to see my relatives because she's half Russian, half Ukrainian, and you know, you guessed already, I have relatives from both sides. Then I've been in Russia, not in Moscow or St. Petersburg. Not in the bigger places, but I've been in literally the Belgorod, the city that is bordering with Kharkiv, so it's on the border with Ukraine. Then I've been in Turkey, Cappadocia, and I think Alania or Antalya. Then we've been on Cyprus together, and India last year, and now Vietnam, and we also flew to Philippines to visit Chris's father a few months ago. So yeah, basically that's it yet. I guess Cambodia too, but Cambodia just need visa run, so I was just cross the border, saw a little bit there, and I haven't seen much. Okay. Hi, please try listen to my new song Burning Bright by Ben. Okay. I'll try my best to look into it, okay, after the stream. I hope I remember. If I forget, you know what, you can just leave a comment on one of my YouTube videos or on this live after it's saved, and I'll remember, okay? Some may call him toxic, lol. I'm the same as him, so feel a lot of empathy for people like that. Can you just say again who you're referring to? Because it's been a long conversation and a lot of questions, so I lost it. You're looking so beautiful. Thank you. Oh, okay. Like having a whole page of goals and what and my strengths and weaknesses, and knowing my weaknesses so I can look for someone who kind of fills up where I lack. Not only that, that's also important. That's good that you pointed it out. But also for yourself. There are some weaknesses that women are not going to forgive. There's some weaknesses that you're just going to get direct disrespect for you, even for your woman. So those, if you have certain weaknesses like that, try to erase them. But when it comes to weakness like, not even weakness, more like a trait. For example, my husband is more like a middle child. He's middle child, but also he's more like a younger child mentality, you know, being all over, you know, being like very creative, you know, finding creative solutions for things, but also quite hyperactive. He knew that he needs someone who is like literally older child in the family, who know how to take care of things, who how to calm down things, and you know, and that was the traits he was looking for example. If you look at it that way, like yes, there's some alternatives, like alternating traits that can support each other and make you both stronger, and you can learn from each other and grow stronger. But here I'm just talking about you more as you need to understand who you are, what you represent at the moment, and start analyzing yourself, start analyzing your past, what you have to do, and what you have to go through to get where you not only want to be, but where you need to be, even before creating a family and relationship and a family. Oops. I think, apologies, my holder died. It just went out of the battery, so I'm just gonna hold it like this. Wow, so many countries. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's quite some now. My hobbies. You know, I like art, right? So even though I have not been doing that lately, I like to draw, I like to paint, I can create digital art, basically anything that is related to art, whatever I put my hands on. Don't want to be arrogant, but I do it quite well. I figure out how to do it and I do it well. I love wood carving, just with a little knives, you know, like knives and specific things, like a small carving. I tried that, did well as well. I wish I can do that more, but I couldn't bring the knives. So yeah, I guess those are my hobbies. Have you fear of ghosts in life? You know what, maybe a little bit. I kind of have. Just give me 1 second. I'll put the phone in the... Okay, I guess it's working now. But anyways, yeah, ghosts. Maybe a little bit, sometimes. I'm quite spiritual. Even though I believe in science, I believe in... I listen to the science and real facts and things. I don't erase the possibility of those things to exist, you know, and like, yeah, it's just fear of ghosts, maybe a little bit, as I said. Favorite movie or show? Well, the most shows we watched together was Chris. He introduced me to good shows. I like the Hannibal, like that's the one we've been watching lately, and the one we watched before was, I forgot about the name of it. Let me remember. Severance. Severance is very interesting, definitely very interesting. Both seasons were good. Yeah, there are some, but as I said, I'm not very much of a fan. Like, you cannot call me a fan of TV shows and the movies. Talking about the men, you were talking about how only chose one woman. You're talking about my husband, because I think I mentioned him. I understand. Well, whatever. Here is the thing. You know, whatever committed couples in a committed relationships do in their relationship, it's their business. You know, I also believe in the system. If there is complete monogamy, I also believe that it has to be supported by certain lifestyle. So, for example, if both spouses are highly religious and they come from the background where it's the goal, you know, then it's way easier. It's higher likelihood that it's going to be like that. And you know, with different couples, it works differently. I believe it's about honesty. And when it comes to the real, like a partner, it's you can have one partner, like a good, solid, serious partner, right? Whatever you would do together or separately outside that, as I said, it's up to the couple, and it's preferably to be able to communicate things together instead of, you know, lying to each other. And that is one of the big problems. People are just not being honest with each other because they don't know how. There is a film called Apocalypse Now. A quote from it: "It's impossible for words to describe what's really necessary to those who don't know what horror means. It's about the importance of adversity." Yes, it's a very good point. I got your point. Working on ourselves first, then looking for someone, something. But the first step is for work on myself. Yes, exactly. Though also, when you get the relationship, that's not only end goal. You should invest in it. As my husband says, the biggest investment in your life is your relationship and other relationships like friendships, etc. So your investment, your partner, it's not the end goal. It also should be a person that you can grow together within the relationship. That is like another stage of it. So yeah, just important thing that I wanted to point out. The hungry German. One day I want to start my own boxing gym. Can I make you the gym manager? Well, maybe, you know, it's all opportunities. Why not? We can talk about it. You guys have my contacts. You know where to find me. Jane Mac, hi. Do you watch cricket, and which cricket when you? A cricketer when you? No, unfortunately, I don't watch cricket. But in my defense, in my part of the world, most of people don't watch cricket. They don't even know what is the sport. Like, it's fascinating because cricket is the biggest sport in the world because of you guys. I think you Indians and Chinese, and in general Asia, they play cricket, they watch cricket. So it's just kind of gets to the majority of population. Do I have secrets? Well, secrets are, they're named secrets because they're secrets. Well, I think everyone has secrets, but I'm pretty much blunt and open about most of the things. Having conversation, I'm able to have a conversation about most of the things, but there are things that it's just I'm not willing to share. Like, you guys gonna understand. It's same for everyone. Hi from India. Hi too. Do you drive any cars or motorbikes? Well, I have A1 motorcycle driving license, meaning that I can drive up to 125cc engine. But I don't know how to drive a car. I never drove a car. And it was funny. My father was telling me, just get both. And I was like, I'm too lazy. We don't have a car and kind of thing. I had a motorcycle at some point back in Georgia. So yeah, that's what I did. Hey, are you married? Yes, I'm married. She watches Kvaratskhelia Bengals. Ooh, oh, my phone is dying. Well, I'm gonna assume I'm gonna be here for a little bit longer. Hey, are you married? Yeah, I respond to that. She watches Kvaratskhelia Bengals. Yes, everyone in Georgia watches that. To be honest, I'm not a strong guy. I feel fear, doubt, insecurity. I'm aware of it. Life taught several things through negative experience, and I'm thankful for it. I gave my direction. Well, I think being strong is not about not feeling those things. It's about how you manage them, how you learn to manage them. So you never know. Also, strength is a skill, both physically and emotionally. So skills has to be acquired. Oh, you're gorgeous, really. How old are you? Thank you. I am 25 years old. I'll stay for a little bit longer, guys, because my phone is getting out of charge. So just letting you know. Do I look younger? Well, that's the thing. I sleep well, I eat well, I train, I exercise. There's some genetical factors too, but as I said, because of my lifestyle, I don't have skin problems. I don't wear makeup like right now. Maybe a little bit on the lips, but that's it. I don't have fillers. I never had plastic surgeries. So I guess we kind of forgot what 25-year-old should look. You can start walking back to your hotel or gym as you live stream. Well, it might sound funny, but for safety concerns, I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean. Bye. Really helpful convos today. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you saying that, and I'm very happy if that was helpful to you and to anyone else. I'm more than happy. Nah, don't wear makeup. Yeah, too much makeup is unnecessary. What is your daily routine? My daily routine is usually waking up. It depends. My schedule is different. Some days I have early morning trainings, online trainings meaning. Some days I don't, so it depends. Sometimes I can sleep through, and I always try to let myself sleep as long as I need, especially on the days when I don't have to do anything in the morning. And then it's usually just waking up, getting up, washing your face, showering, doing just the regular stuff. I try not to breakfast. Usually I don't have breakfast in the early morning. So in the meantime, maybe go out, walk on the beach, maybe do something at home, do some chores, or go training. Sometimes we train earlier in the day, though at the current time, we are preferring to train in the evenings. And yeah, then in the daytimes, I usually have some work to do. And in the evening, it's usually the gym. And in those times, in the meantime, I try to manage to make YouTube video, create some content, go live streaming. Yeah, that's my routine pretty much. Naturally, you're perfect. Thank you. Well, none of us is perfect, but that we shouldn't have to be. Perfect is not necessarily a good word. It's better to be individual and be unique than perfect. Did you were born in 1999 or in 2000? I was born in 2000. I like your eyes too. Are they gray? I think they're hazel brownish, but sometimes they can turn green. Technically they're hazel. What type of safety concerns? I just don't. I'm never gonna kind of like show the route, like going home on the social media. And it's, again, nothing against you specifically. I'm just saying that in general, that's one of the things I advise anyone not to do. You know, even when you're doing like a walking video, just be careful that don't show the route to your home, because you never know. Someone's gonna see it and maybe they're around and they're gonna take advantage of it. So it's better have a habit of not doing it. I would join more lives just to get some more wisdom. It's actually really helpful getting advice from someone older than me, someone as mature as you. I mean, thank you. Thank you. You're always welcome to the streams, and it's about having a conversation. And today was questions and answers, Q&A. And I think it's been good. It's been good. There were many great questions. Your questions were good as well. And I did my best to answer them. I was born in 2002 on January 9, so I'm 25 too. We're all same age people gathered here. Good for you. As I said, it's especially for the guy. For a woman, that might be an age, okay, maybe till 30, to have like at least first child. I have like basically 5 years. It's not, time flies, you know what I mean? So for women, same age has a different, it kind of can be a different lifestyle. I know it even should be a different lifestyle. For the guys, 25 is like basically a baby. In a way that you have time to build yourself up. You have time to focus on yourself, and you don't have to worry about anything else apart that. Basically, for us, it's easier when we are like the youngest. We get the most attention, we get the most choice, even opportunities. You know, it's like pretty face can help you in some things in your life. For guys, it's opposite. Usually, it's harder. They are like, you know. But anyways, it's just all about working on yourself and doing trying to do the right things. There are many creeps and stalkers on social media, so showing where you live is a no-no. Yeah, exactly, I agree. That's safer, but I've already shown the route. Well, then be careful. But okay, guys, it was lovely to talk to you. That was a great Q&A session, and I'll try to do more of it. Just, what about the sprint project? Hi, Ferrazio. Sprint project is temporarily paused. Just last month, I didn't have a chance to train at all, but I'm not giving up on it. As I said, I'm gonna get to the point when I do 100 meters in 12 seconds. I've been doing the training to contribute in general strengths and increase my power. Though I think I'm just gonna be able to do sprinting more when I go. I'll try to do it in Kuwait. I'll see what options I will have there. in the September, but also in the Georgia. Yeah, in the Georgia, I have an access to the track, so I'll get back more with sprinting in that period. Yes, I will add my email. Thank you for that. Thank you for the pointer. But okay, guys, that was it for today. Have a good day, enjoy yourself, and I see you on the next live stream. There is actually another live stream going to be on in a few hours, where I'm going to stream karaoke night. Cheers, bye bye. I will miss you so much. See ya. Bye. Thank you again. Yeah, time flies. I don't know how age feels for a woman. Naturally, I'm a law student and often reflect upon things that concern me. If you're going already, it was nice to talk to you. Bye-bye, Diana. Yes, guys, I really have to go now, but it was lovely to talk to you. And yeah, join me for another stream as well. Ciao.